Our guest this week on NE10 Now is Ingrid Murphy from Bentley Women's Volleyball, who, as we record this, are the number one ranked team in the region. Not to get out ahead of ourselves, but how does that feel from the jump?
It feels awesome. Yeah. So we've really been working hard this year to kind of secure that number one ranking. And so it feels great right now. Obviously, we still have some work to do, but I think it really reflects how hard we've been working this year as a team.
How'd you get there? What's worked?
So I think coming into preseason, we always set goals, we set expectations, and this year I think we've really just all held each other accountable to kind of achieve those goals and exceed those expectations through every practice, through every film session, through every lift and through every game. And so that's kind of what brought us here.
You guys, again, as we record this, are 20-4. You've lost once in the last 2 months to the day.
Mhm.
You've lost 9 sets over that span. And that piece I think is interesting because it's grouped for the most part in about a week span where you guys went to 5 sets twice.
Right.
You beat AIC in one of them, and you came from behind after being down 2-0 against Assumption. What did those two matches in particular teach you about yourselves, about grit, fight, and having to battle through that before you get to a postseason situation?
Yeah, I think it's taught us a few different things. One being, every opponent is an opponent. We're good, they're good, and we really just have to go in and give it our all in every game, no matter the circumstance. I think it's also taught us that, we have everything in us to go into these really tough battles and come out on top. And it's kind of just having, all 17 girls on our team, plus our coaching staff, plus, everybody else all on board with our goals. And if we're all on board, then, we can pull out on top and we can get through those kind of tough, 5-set matches.
What does a 5 setter feel like? Like, if you've never been in a fifth set at 8-7, like what's the feeling? What's the vibe?
It's definitely, high pressure. But I think it's kind of exciting because there's that opportunity to show that, we are that team that can come out on top. And our coaches do a really great job of in practice kind of simulating those high pressure situations. So we'll play certain games where we're supposed to go all out and it kind of simulates a scoring where maybe it's the fifth set and we're down and we have to come back and kind of secure that win. So the fifth sets are exciting. There's a lot of pressure, but we're well prepared for them.
I know you would obviously rather win any match you play in three, but is there something specifically fun about being in a fifth set?
I would say the energy. We have energy through and through the whole game, but there's that sense of urgency. It's not a full 25 set game or a 25-point game. It's a 15-point game. So there's even more of a sense of urgency to kind of get the job done. And I feel like that's where Bentley volleyball specifically, like we do a really good job of coming together in that high pressure situation instead of kind of, crumbling. We come together and we fight to the end together.
You have better than 1,000 kills in your career. You're the ninth person in Bentley history to eclipse that 1,000 kill plateau. How do you do it? What's the Ingrid Murphy special secret go-to?
um, I think it's leaning on other people. 1,000 kills is definitely not just an individual stat. It requires a team. Volleyball is a team sport, and also coaches that believe in you. I came in as a DS libero recruit, so I didn't think I'd be hitting ever again. So I would say definitely just belief and trust from all my teammates, my coaches, and also just going out there every day, every game, and at the end of the day, realizing volleyball is fun and kind of letting the stats follow.
Let's talk about that. You get brought in to play defense. What did you do that opened your coach's eyes to say we should really let her hit?
I was an outside hitter in high school and in club, but I knew kind of with my height, I'm on the cusp. So it was like, could she play in college at her height? And so I think just coming in my freshman year, I remember preseason, our coaches kind of tested everybody out. So I played some back row, I played some front row. And I think I was just so excited to finally be playing college volleyball, and I kind of had a good showing. And again, like I had great setters, great people around me that kind of helped us just look good. And yeah, I just kind of started playing front row again, which I was not complaining about. I was very happy, but but yeah, I'm very grateful that it turned out the way it did.
What was your recruiting process like in that regard? Like, were you trying to pitch yourself as like, hey, I'm really proud of my defense. I can play all six if you need me to. Or if I understand, if you see me as a defender, like I'm all in. How did you go about finding your home that way?
Yeah, so for me, education was always first. So obviously Bentley is a great business school, and that was on my radar in that sense. And so when I was kind of going through the college recruiting process, education and academics were first, and so whatever kind of followed. So I kind of knew the like harsh reality was that with my height, if I wanted to play, especially like a good academic school, chances were that I'd be playing back row, and so that was kind of something that I came to terms with, because again, at the end of the day, like volleyball is fun, and that's what I wanted to be playing, and it kind of didn't matter what position I was at, whether it was on the court, off the court, front row or back row. So that was kind of my mindset going into it. And then, and yeah, so that's kind of how that came about.
Our professional transitions here. Let's talk about academics. You've
Right.
graduated from Bentley with an undergrad in data analytics and business studies. First question, what are you in grad school for?
I'm in grad school for financial analytics. So getting my master's in financial analytics.
So combine all three of those things together. What have you learned and what do you want to do?
My undergrad in data analytics and business studies is more kind of, learning different coding platforms, learning analytics processes, learning statistics, that stuff like that. Going into my master's, I kind of just wanted a more well-round, um, you know, sense of the business world. So that's kind of where the finance came into play. And I really wanted to kind of learn more about finance, and I am pretty math minded, so I'm good with numbers. So I knew that was something that could potentially be interesting and something that I could thrive at. Moving forward, I'm kind of just looking at, post grad jobs in any analytics roles, any finance roles. I'm pretty open to any possibility, and looking a lot at kind of like companies as well as the positions. So yeah.
You are from this area originally. You're from Cape Cod.
Yeah.
What's it like to be from Cape Cod, and how many of your teammates have asked to come over during the summer?
So I get the what's it like to be from Cape Cod question a lot. It's actually bigger than most people think, and I grew up in Barnstable, so that's the town that's probably the most populated year round. So we actually had a pretty big high school. The environment was great. Our sports environment was awesome. That's kind of, since there wasn't much to do in the winter, we'd all go to all the hockey games, all the football games, stuff like that. So we kept busy. But yeah, and I would say I've hosted the team probably every summer at my house on Cape. We always do a fun weekend, go to the beach, hang out. So it's awesome, and it's great for team bonding before the preseason.
Are you a Cape League baseball fan?
I am. I am. Yes, I'm actually from Katuitt. So Katuitt Kettleers are one of the big baseball teams, and they're right down the street from me.
As a Cape Cod native, what's the environment like for people that have never been to a Cape League game?
I think it's definitely community centric. You see a lot of people come out, and it's funny because there's like different villages within my town, Barnstable, and there's different teams for the different villages. And then also in other towns there's different teams, and you can kind of just see the community, even just like Katuitt itself. It's a pretty residential area, but then you go to the games and you see all these people who are all rooting for like, that one little village. So it's really cool. And it's also cool because the players are from all over, and you'll see them around. I used to work in an ice cream shop, and they'd all come in. They're from like UCLA and from Texas and from all around. So it's really cool just to see, kind of a diverse group of people all congregate, around a small little like baseball league. So very cool.
And all of a sudden you're giving ice cream to Nomar Garcia Parra in the middle of summer. I have no idea. Last question on a completely random note. How many other Ingrids do you know?
Oh, I know one other Ingrid from the Cape, and then I think there was one or two others. So probably like two or three total. Not many, but yeah, I guess that's what makes it unique.
Do you struggle to get like keychains with your name on it?
Oh yeah, never have been able to get that. I struggled to get an I initial. So Ingrid definitely has been hard to find.
Ingrid, appreciate the time. Congratulations on your success. Best of luck finding a keychain, and hopefully finding yourself a championship here at the end of the season.
Yeah, thank you so much.